I talk, you listen. Welcome to my one-man panel of madness. Hey everyone, it's Dr. Geohu, and I know I have not been online for some time, but I have been doing just doing stuff in life. I can't talk about it just yet, but I probably will towards the end of the month, maybe next month. It's a secret top covert mission that Dr. Geohu is on. Not really, but whatever, you get my drift. There's just things that I'm going through, and I'm working on it, so I apologize. I have not done a new show or segment in a while, but so much has happened that, first of all, one of the things I just wanted to say right off the bat was kind of talk a little bit about the passing of Grant Imahara, who I know this was a few days ago passed, and I really enjoyed always watching him on Mythbusters. But one of the things that made me appreciate him even more was when he was on the fan series Star Trek Continues, which if you've not seen, watch it now. It's about 10 episodes, but it's a great show, and it really puts a conclusion to Star Trek the original series. And it leads up essentially to Star Trek the motion picture. It's a great thing. I mean, just watch it. If you haven't, he was the second, I believe it was the second, Hikaru Sulu on the show. But he was just someone who was so involved in the geek world that he's kind of part of our family. Plus, he was in attendance at Gallifrey 1, which I've talked about many times before, is the great and largest Doctor Who convention in North America. And I originally thought that he would go as a guest, not like a guest, a general guest, but as a convention panel guest. And to my surprise, I just learned a few days after his passing that he went as a guest, as an actual, guest. Like, he liked to go. He was a huge fan of Doctor Who. And there's a photo that I shared on my personal Facebook, which had him dressed as the 10th Doctor. So, in our world, when we lose a member of our geek family, it's kind of sad. We did a whole day marathon of Mythbusters to just remember him. And, many people don't realize that besides being an engineer, he worked with Lucasfilms in some of the various Star Wars movies, and as a model worker and so forth. So he was a jack of all trades. So he is very much missed. And that was kind of I hate to open on a sad note, right? It's like, wow, you've been gone for weeks and you start with something sad. But I mean, there's just been so many things going on. A Batman TV spinoff is coming, and first thing I thought when I saw that was, okay, we had it. It was called Gotham. But what I do like the idea of this new spinoff is that they're going to tie in with the movies, if we ever get back to getting movies into theaters and so forth. I think it'd be cool seeing the kind of the crossovers or how it all works, and so I'm a bit excited about that. Not super excited because I really tried to get into Gotham, and I think I'm in it until about season 2, and then I stopped. But at the time I was working at Warner Brothers, so I had a lot of stuff going on and didn't have much time for television. But I'll get back to finishing Gotham at some point. But yeah, I was like, okay, a spinoff about Gotham PD again. All right. Sure, but it's supposed to tie into the movies, so I think that's a kind of a fun idea. One of the things, talking about television, that really just annoyed me, because I really like the show, and that is the Sabrina on Netflix is only going to do one more season or chapter, and then it's it. So they've done 3 now. There's going to be a 4th one, and apparently the next, or what would be the 5th chapter, will be on Riverdale. Now, I have watched Riverdale. I've watched a few episodes, and the only reason I really wanted to watch it, though, was because of Rachel Talalay, who is one of my favorite Doctor Who directors. And so I was like, okay, but I don't want Sabrina off the air. So it was really, I don't know, when the headlines came out, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina canceled, what's up with Netflix? They have good shows, and then they cancel them. I talked about this when we discussed that Lost in Space was only going to have 3 seasons. And they made it like, oh, yeah, we had this plan. There was only going to be a 3-chapter storyline. And I still don't buy it to this day. I think that for whatever reason, Netflix just wants to not get into the whole, long seasons with TV shows. But even Lucifer, for example, that also was supposed to, coming to an end with season 5. Now there's going to be a season 6 of Lucifer. So I don't know. But I know that there was a huge backlash from the fans, and there's a petition which at the moment, the last time I saw it, was at about 100 and some thousand, and I think they were trying to reach 150,000 signatures to try to keep The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix. I don't have Netflix. I actually only had Netflix because of Sabrina, Lost in Space, and some other things that I kind of like that they have kept in their sort of library for some time. But other than that, I'm more of a Hulu person. I'm not giving advertisement. I'm just saying. But yeah, I'm kind of not in the I like Netflix. And of course, their numbers are going up. But I'd like to see somebody pick up Sabrina or something happen cool with Sabrina, because it was a good show and I really liked it. It has all the qualities I like in a TV show. I don't like normal television shows. I'm more of, it's got to have something of value, whether it's sci-fi or horror. That, one of the last ones I really liked horror-based was Creepshow on Shudder. Unfortunately, once I saw the whole series, there wasn't really much to keep me, watching more Shudder stuff. Because I think over a weekend I watched so many different... In 30 days, actually, I had a trial period. I watched all that I really wanted to watch. And that was enough for me. So we'll see. But, at least we have some new news on Batwoman also. I hate that Ruby Rose is leaving the role. I mentioned before in a previous segment, but I really love Ruby Rose. I saw the Meg again the other day. I love movie sharks. Sorry, but they're awesome. Huge fan of Jaws, all the Jaws movies. Deep Blue Sea, which is another one. And I'm doing a whole show on Sharknado, which that's coming up because I finally did a Sharknado marathon. And I'll talk about that more in another segment. But Ruby Rose is in it, and I just love her. So, but there are some names already out for the title role of Batwoman. And if you actually watch, there was a cartoon, and I think it was called Mystery of the Batwoman. And so there has been an African American Batwoman. Okay, the cartoon, if I remember correctly, because I had it on DVD, was that there were 3 Batwomen. One was Kane. I don't remember the other last 2 their names, but one of them was African American. So this wouldn't be the first time that we see an African American Batwoman. So I'm interested in seeing what comes out of that. So, but yeah, that's just some of the stuff that I have. But of course, one of the most important things for any geek this time of year in July, because it's the only thing that I look forward to in July, because I don't like summer, and that is ComicCon. Now, ComicCon, we know, has been canceled. It's not going to be held this year, but there is going to be a ComicCon at home, which I did celebrate Comic-Con at home last year anyways. I was visiting family in Florida, so I had to watch it from home. And the year before that, we did Comic-Con Couch, which was hosted by me, and I just kind of posted a few little tidbits on my our page. I think it was our Dragon Slayer Studio page or the Dr. Geo Who page. So we're going to do the same thing, but I'm going to try to do some more animated stuff and maybe keep things up to date, or up, sort of minute by minute or whatever. I don't even know if I can, but we are still working on a new way to create the Dr. Geo Who show. So we'll see what we can do for the Comic-Con at home. But really, the one day I'm looking forward to is Thursday, because it's all Star Trek. It's Lower Decks, Picard, Disco Season 3. And I know they've got everybody coming from different places. So the cool thing that I've really enjoyed about this whole sort of lockdown, besides, the Lockdown Who that we did not too long ago when we were all doing watch parties, has been those kind of watch parties or the conventions at home. About a week ago, I think, or a little more than a week ago now, there was a convention online brought to Con. Great guys who have Brought everybody from Star Trek, different TV shows, anime. They had 3 women from Doctor Who. They had Alex Kingston, Billie Piper, and Jenna Coleman. And it was great. It was a great hour of listening to them being interviewed and talk. I've never had the opportunity to see any of them in real life, but to be able to see them from the safety of my home, which is great because you can always get up. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I was in my boxers watching the whole show. It was cool. I didn't have to, dress up or anything. So I'm really liking that there's been a lot more available through streaming services and media to watch from home until we get this pandemic thing out of the way and we can get back to geeking out, at the convention halls and seeing our friends and stuff like that, which we will get to. I believe we're going to get to that. It's just going to take some time. This is something new. So, but that's all I'm going to ramble about today. Remember, stay safe. If you don't want to wear a mask, don't go out. If you want to wear a mask, great for you. Don't be mean to each other. Be nice. And let's get ready for ComicCon at Home 2020, which I definitely will be doing a lot more segments. And yeah, until next time.